This is UTSA versus Mizzou. I just missed brooms up. Apologies. I also don't have a good angle. Also apologies for that. I will relocate myself.
Slow down, Austin, slow down, Austin, slow down. Austin, slow down, you don't have anybody. Hey, run it down. Peter's running down.
Sorry for this. I'm going to relocate. Oops. Hey, how's it going? I didn't see it. I'm going to try and take some film. I didn't see anyone else filming.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right, we have UTSA on the offensive, working slowly. Over there, looks like Austin Vallejo with the ball. With, let's say the ball, I mean the quaffle. Oh, missed a shot. UTSA gets the recovery. Ooh, strong tackle from Mizzou player. And then Mizzou cleans up.
Get back, tag up, go on deep. We got both quarters, we got both. Hey, Red, way to fight for it.
Mizzou working up. Bringing both bludgers up slowly. The beat on Daniel Williams. The bludgers are a little slippery to handle. A lot of mess and attempted drive. Hard to get good footing. Ooh, hits the dirt. Ball out. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, desperate pass. Mizzou retains the quaffle. And they're going to reset. Attempting not to use the reset. Yeah, excuse me. Apologies for any quality problems. They have a UTSA quaffle. Mizzou retains bludger control. Probably. Ooh, my. Ooh, pass was a little too hot for her to handle. Back left. Relay, cast, relay. Excuse me while I put on the tripod. You can see my lack of preparation is evident. And we have a drive and an easy pass and score. My bad. UTSA very half-hearted cheer attempt. 1-0, maybe about 3 minutes into the game. Okay, apologies again for the quality issues, but I didn't see a live streamer out there, so this might be the best you're gonna get. Ooh, pass over. Ooh. And we have a call that may have been, I think we have a yellow.
Yellow card! White 55! Illegal contact on a protected keeper in the zone!
Oh, attempted to tackle on the keeper. Alright, we have a fast break attempt, good beating moves, and puts it in. I can't read the names from here. I can't tell. I don't really know most of the Mizzou players. I do know that by reputation, David Becker is supposed to be a very good beater. I think that might be him. No, maybe not. Well, anyway. I do know Daniel Williams, the UTSA beater, who is very good. Seems to be trying to work up a lot. Now UTSA's gone into a 2-male beater set. Daniel Williams successfully acquires bludger control, but does not get the score. It's just a regular old quaffle turnover. UTSA set up on defense now. Daniel Williams and Jonathan Garcia are both in at beater with Austin at keeper. This is definitely UTSA's strong starting line. They've got 2 female chasers plus, sorry, I don't know the male chaser's name. Mizzou's getting to work, spreading out, looking to bring up their one bludger. Jonathan Garcia using his power mobility to his advantage. And loses the ball on a beat. Spinning and driving, and another easy put in for Mizzou. Mizzou is now winning 30-0. UTSA attempting, looks like, now they're going to need to get bludgers back again. So Austin's working out on the side. Meanwhile, Jonathan and Daniel using their teamwork to attempt to get bludgers back, targeting the female beater while Austin drives. That may or may not have been legal. That may or may not have been legal. Yeah.
Get off my face, boy!
Jonathan Garcia is already showing that he is probably gonna get.
He hit me after he was beat, dude.
Yes, which it probably is true that the beater hit Jonathan Garcia after he was beat, but that may have been in retaliation for the hit that Jonathan Garcia put. Maybe. Honestly, it's hard to watch the game while making sure that the camera is picking everything up. But I'm doing my best. Anyway, we have Mizzou players right out here. UTSA getting chippy, being down early, 30-0 is obviously challenging.
He hit me after the beat, can he not?
We have someone who's not a speaking captain talking to the ref. Yes, obviously the level of play is very physical, and many of the players are now taking on themselves to try and diffuse the tension by making contact, friendly contact with their opponents. We have the ball. Quaffle return to the nearest eligible chaser.
Hey, Josh, is he? Okay, never mind. I didn't know if he was beating that. You get right-handed. He's right-handed in front. For now.
We have.
Both of y'all.
Back. Reset, I guess.
Back. Let him cross it. Fred, you got Fred.
Daniel Williams is now all by himself out there.
Hey, Jason's go! Jason's go!
Look out, beat him behind.
There's more physical play still. Austin Leo's making a successful wrap. We got a whole scrum going on here. Meanwhile, Daniel Williams is running from across the field to fetch a bludger, but UTSA's defense, physical at the point of attack, and gets the stop on their own. This is very valuable for UTSA to not get scored on and to slow the game down, giving time for Jonathan Garcia to come out from penalty, which it looks like he's already almost out. Difficult. And we have a goal. The Quaffle also was successfully thrown through the hoop some distance to give UTSA time to recover their lone bludger, which is now back in Daniel's hands.
One score. One stop, one score.
Mizzou female beater roaming up, somewhat ahead. Male beater some to her left, behind her. Jonathan Garcia comes up empty-handed to confront. We have a tackle and then a beat behind. There's a attempt on the beat. Yep, we have bludgers down. Textbook, but the UTSA physicality on the chasers is impressive. UTSA gets a good physical stop despite losing bludgers briefly. Mizzou still has bludger control. Good use of the two bludger attack to attack out the beaters, and then let the chasers try and do the rest. That Austin, looks like it was Austin Vallejo, who is now subbed out for Miguel, was integral to that stop, that chaser stop. Miguel looks to get some work done. Some bludger scrum and a score. off Miguel's either shot or pass, I couldn't tell. Now there is a bludger lying on the ground, and Mizzou showing some alertness to attempt a fast break. Drops the quaffle and the conditions. It's very slippery around here. I don't know if you can tell. It's very wet and slippery. We have a... That's probably a score, yes. UTSA now has a female beater in. I'm afraid I don't know. I'm working with Daniel. Brief discussion with the ref. Okay, what are we looking at? 4-2 now? With maybe 7 or something minutes in of play. We have a drive, a miss, and looked like a score, but I guess not. Ooh, good play back. UTSA showing good. Oh, but it goes right into the female chaser's hand. No, hits, grazes Daniel Williams. We have... The conditions are very challenging. The slipperiness of these bludgers really impedes the beating play. It's hard to depend on your good beating. We have a slightly illegal tackle. Joshua Mansfield, the head ref, calls him back to hoops. A veteran move. Don't need to card every single little thing if they only slightly mess up. We have a good dodge. We have a beat now. Oof, attempt is a two-handed beat. Still fails. And we have a score. And Miguel gets the counter. Equalize, counter score. UTSA seems to try to regain their momentum back with their energy with that. One of the bludgers had rolled off pitch, and the Mizzou beater had gone to fetch it. The other Mizzou beater was out of position to stop the keeper fast break. I don't know if you can tell from here, probably not from the film, but the lines are very difficult to see. So I don't actually know if he picked that up on his own side of the field. I'm assuming he did, because Joshua Mansfield is an extremely good ref and would have caught that otherwise. There we have the two beaters again, same formation. Female beater farther ahead on the right, and then to her left and behind the male beater with the bludger. Mizzou beater gets a strike in. That was very good, well played. That was probably just how they drew it up. The female beater makes the attack, male beater cleans up. Daniel Williams coming up far ahead with his help. Daniel Williams beats. Oof, miss that catch. Anyone who's wondering, like, why are people dropping all these passes and missing these beats? It is pretty wet here. It's not very surprising that we're dropping passes. Have a bit of a scrum. Looks like it's been cleaned up. All right, and I think I recognize him from this picture. That's David Becker, I believe. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Some Mizzou players played on the Kansas City Stampede, which is part of where they've gotten their improved strategy and teamwork and fundamental skills. This is a technically and fundamentally very sound team using good... Oh, we have a good Mizzou female beater. Takes out the female beater at UTSA, and then they take advantage of the opening. The score is now 70-30. UTSA's beater, who I'm afraid I don't recognize, I apologize. UTSA's female beaters working back behind to the side, and Miguel's bringing up the quaffle at the keeper position. We have a beat, or not a beat, we have a beat on the UTSA beater attempting the wrap. Female beater, oh, that was a kickoff pitch possibly. Yeah. We have some chippiness now coming from the field. I don't know if that was a call for the kickoff pitch. It may have been. Or possibly for kicking someone in the process. I couldn't see from here. We have a discussion between the refs. We have a card coming in, maybe. That body language says there's a card. Oh, neck contact on the tackle, probably. Yes, indeed. Not a lot of cards, but the cards that have come in have been on UTSA, which is showing some chippiness. They've already out of range, 70-30, which, you know, is not a good position to be in. Never feels good, and especially with UTSA, it's a lot of very fiery, competitive players. Can't feel good. Looks like we've further clarification with the ref. And we're now returning the quaffle back to Mizzou, which the UTSA beater has the bludger there, number 44, and she's in position to make a play if needed. So Mizzou is going to work their standard set piece offense. Again, the female beater roaming a bit wide, lurking up, using a bit of a pincer formation, makes the beat, beats out the female UTSA beater. Nope, just kind of accidentally sets a pick on her teammate. Mizzou's beaters are clearly winning, especially once they have bludger control. They have a very good bludger control attack, two-bludger attack. But their chasers are getting somewhat out-physical by UTSA. The conditions might also be causing problems with their passes. UTSA seems to be relying more on driving and shooting. Oh, we have a miss on a beater. That's gonna be a problem. Or a miss on the, yeah. I'm gonna use the reset. UTSA's used its reset. Miguel brings it up again. Female beater makes it beat. Makes the beat. Takes his beat. Got a block from the keeper. And they're gonna attempt to. There's a bit of a scrum here. Oh, now we have a stop and play, which I can't see too well what's going on because Amanda Dallas is in the way, but that's okay.
Hey, good defense there!
It looks like UTSA's full court press caught them a little bit by surprise.
I just heard them yell at me. Hey, Chuck! Don't rest by the hoop! Move!
Ooh, an attempted block. UTSA's beater did not get the bludger back in time. And now we have a very physical drive, and yet, oh, there's a successful pass to score. Alright, UTSA now down 80-30. Struggling. Austin's back in, replacing Miguel, I believe. The UTSA beaters are having a lot of hard time getting bludger control back. They are not having a lot of success here. Yeah, successful throw. We have a attempted catch.
Go, we gotta be going!
Alright, Mizzou has a bit of a communication issue, but they sort it out. They now have two bludgers again on the offensive. Attempting to work the ball up. The Mizzou beater once again makes a beat, attempting to inspire the drive. Ooh, that's close. Yeah, that was probably a two-handed tackle. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a. I think it was a two-handed or some other kind of illegal wrap on the. Yeah, illegal wrap. It was probably two hands, or maybe it was from behind. This is going to be demoralizing. Oh, and Leif. Snitch from Texas State is now out. And relatively few stoppages in this game, almost all of which, I believe, all of which have been fault on UTSA. Jonathan Garcia is now back in with Austin. Ball carrying, takes a swing pass out to the side. They had an open player, brings it back. So testing the defense's edges. This is a common not uncommon formation with the beaters starting out back by their own hoops. Makes it very difficult to take bludger control from them, as they still have bludger control, as you can see.
Defense, get on your man right now.
90-30. So UTSA is 3 goals out of tie range.
Because that pass I couldn't give it to you.
Now, once again, Mizzou running its highly successful 2-bludger offense formation. The female beater lurks around to the side, looking to make a beat.
He's not going to beat you. He's not going to beat you. Watch back. Beat white. Beat white.
Jonathan mishandles a bludger, but and I think that UTSA finally has a chance at bludger control. I believe it was someone got a block on that shot is what happened. So once again, UTSA's very physical defense bailing out somewhat their beater problems. But UTSA kept both beaters back on that, versus Mizzou bringing both their beaters up. You can see the philosophical difference. UTSA now still has a chance. They're about to lose bludger control, most likely. Yes, indeed. They have just lost bludger control. Now that they have bludger control, Mizzou once again going to work at set piece offense. Okay. Yep, that's fine.
The ball didn't let go.
Yeah, you have to wait for him to let go.
Yep.
Okay. Beat white.
Jonathan Garcia quickly moving, cat-like quickness, takes a beat, tags back in, makes a beat on defense before the ball carrier can react. But now comes the puzzle. There's both of the Mizzou beaters back near their own hoop somewhat, side to side, working a left-right defense instead of the Victoria-style high-low defense. Seems to be very effective in this case for retaining bludger control. It's hard to say how much of UTSA's defense, chaser defense success is due to conditions versus how much is due to, here we have a Mizzou seeker. Female seeker gonna try her luck against Leif. Loses the broom. Meanwhile, UTSA seeker's gonna try and seeker block. This will probably allow UTSA to go into their 2-male beater offense if they so 2-male beater set if they so choose, having a female. Jonathan Garcia still working around. UTSA still has bludger control. That's Daniel, as suspected. Daniel Williams subs in and back to the starting lineup. Jonathan Garcia and Daniel Williams, both with bludgers, watching for the quaffle. Looks like he's about to have a long pass. Oof, overshot the open chaser. And Daniel Williams cleans that out. UTSA is keeping both bludgers back. Mizzou seeker doing her best. Nope, there we go. We have a goal for UTSA. Somewhat, a little bit demoralized and not chanting and screaming after scoring to cut the deficit to 2 goals. Seeker still trying to get some work done. Leif using his size and strength to his advantage against the undersized female seekers. Meanwhile, with the quaffle, Jonathan Garcia makes a beautiful dodge. Good beats. Manages to get it back. Yep. Kind of questionable. Ooh. We have opportunity for a fast break. Austin. Oh, there's one bludger with David Becker. Good beat. David Becker makes a good beat on the UTSA chaser. Should have probably tried to draw that beat if you had an open wing chaser, but things are getting hectic around here, so what you gonna do? UTSA looks like it still has 2, trying to shepherd that bludger control as much as possible. Trying to retain it, keep bludgers basically, just kind of let that female seeker flail. Only, yeah. So it's still 90-40, which means that UTSA still needs 2 unanswered goals. Oh, make that 3 unanswered goals. That was another open receiver at the hoops. We have, oh, the sun's coming out a little bit. It's a little soggy here. Austin trying to make space. Takes a beat. Oh, that was guarding. That was an uncalled guarding. UTSA threw a bludger back to their own hoops, and then both of them picked up bludgers. And the Mizzou beater, female beater, fetches the bludger correctly. We now have stoppage. We have some debate about what happened there. I honestly have no idea. It looks like the quaffle's at the hoops with maybe 2 chasers wrestling for it, it looks like. Or is that a bludger? Man, I can't tell what's going on over there. Oh yeah, I think that's David Becker and Daniel Williams wrestling for a bludger over there. Yeah, looks like it. Once again, trying to lighten the tension a little bit, showing a little sportsmanship. A little sportsmanship goes a long way. Sometimes, other times you need a lot to go a long way. Still trying to clean up what happened, I guess. The ref is discussing with someone. I don't know if maybe there was a hoop breakage, possibly.
Like I should clarify that. She's like, I'm just waiting. Where am I just cleats? And it's just great. Every practice, every person.
No, I think the same one. But it was like.
Yeah, extended stoppage. UTSA over there, Mizzou over here. The Seekers chatting amiably. And it looks like, there is a broken cup. I believe it's been replaced. Oh no, maybe it was not the cuff. Maybe it was actually the actual base, which is why the head ref is now bringing in a new one. This probably explains the stoppage. So once you stop play, it's difficult to say how you're going to restart it, especially because when it was stopped, Daniel and David were on the ground wrestling over a bludger, and now that you restarted play, I don't know if they're going to have to stand up. And it looks like Amanda's adjudicating it to ensure that it's done fairly. Yeah, in general, if you stop play and you restart it, you need to be standing, not like on the ground still.
Hey Daniel, watch out behind you, alright?
Score's still 90-40. This is a really potentially really key wrestling match we have going on here. Oh, and it looks like Mizzou just got the better of it. Oh, that someone's moving the pile. I'm sorry, I don't know the UTSA chaser's name. You just pushed the pile right into the hoop.
Now it's muddy again. Huh? Now it's muddy again.
It's muddy again.
No. It's all yours, David.
It looks like... Yeah, both teams are running 2 male beater at this point with female seekers.
Like trying to hold it. Yeah, my room got me a little bit.
Off room. Come here. Go hard.
Johnson protecting from David's movement. Long, low, lean stance. It's a lot of power. UTSA has a chance to make the beat and get quaffle. Very risky sprint for the third bludger, which David narrowly beats out Jonathan for. Austin brings the ball up slowly. Oh, Quaffle bounces off the hoop and does not go in. There's a third bludger over there. There's a scrambling match. UT scores. Ooh, good dodge by... Oh man. We have what almost was a kickoff pitch by David. It's been recovered. Leif working still against the Mizzou seeker. Snitch ref correcting Leif's kicking of a defensive seeker's broom. She doesn't seem to have a good response to his elbow lock. Now we once again are back to missed beat. Missed beat makes a whole world of difference. With these slippery balls, it's really tough. Ooh, good pump fake, double pump fake, score, good drive. Austin still bringing up. Quaffle puts a long pass to UTSA Chaser behind the hoops and doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't really look like that. He was open. It hit him in the hand. He jumped up and got him his hand on it. Didn't end up working out. Score is now 11-5, which means we're back to a 3-goal deficit for UTSA.
I'm like, keep squatting lower. I'm like, here, if I get lower now.
Hey, JB, if you can.
Oh, Leif once again has a chance. The Mizzou seeker has a one-on-one with Leif. Somewhat tempting to get in, taking the rolls in stride. Missed beat on UTSA beater. Oof. Mizzou attempting to inject some energy back into this game, which is getting strangled. Ooh, Daniel makes a good play to get bludgers back. UTSA now has bludger control. Mizzou beater attempting to fetch the third bludger. Oh, what do we have here now? Looks like maybe a blue card. Delay of game or something? Yep, delay of game. Blue card. Nearest eligible. And with the nearest, and with the only Mizzou beater some distance away. Back by the UTSA hoops, in fact. I believe that's the only Mizzou bludger. This represents a scoring opportunity. Yep, there's a good beat and a score. Daniel makes the beat. Oh, tail comes off. Snitch tail falls off of Leif. I just heard someone yell, "Go Morgan." I think that's the Mizzou seeker. So if she gets the pull, I'm going to cheer for Morgan.
3, 2, 1.
We now have... We are back to the Mizzou 2 bludger offense. Bringing up the bludgers some distance. Oh. We have a drive. Ooh, makes Austin miss on a pump fake. And Austin's bringing up the ball again. I feel like he's played a lot of minutes. UTSA is. There we go. Makes the drive.
Hoops, make the call! Come on, Nick! Come on, Hoops! Be better!
Austin makes a drive, makes a good pass to score. UTSA now try and inject a little energy back in this game. Good beat.
Good call, Hoops. Good call.
Seeker still working. This is a new Mizzou female seeker, I believe. It's a dirty job, defensive seeking, but someone's got to do it.
Yeah, go.
You know what I'm saying? Those rules are fair for us to do that stuff.
It looks like we have Dick Jablonski switching out for Amanda Dallas. I think the Warriors. Maybe, no, maybe not. I was about to say maybe they're about to play, but there's other Warriors people here, so probably not. Oh, we have a full-on retreat. We still have to. Oh.
Hey, Danny, let's go, boy.
I believe when they cross back behind the keeper zone or behind the midline and then cross behind the keeper zone by running, that constitutes a second reset, which means it's now UTSA ball. And we are expecting a drive because we have 2 UTSA beaters. Ooh, that was risky. That was impressive. It was a good attempt to stop, but the UTSA chaser second effort got the drives, got the score. The score should be now 13-8, which means we're back to a 2-score deficit for time. I'm not sure if when UTSA, if they should happen to score 2 unanswered goals, if they'll sub out their female seeker for a male one, or if she's also if number 44 is also going to try and actually pull. For now, she's just, we'll switch to a male seeker. More interestingly, we also have an actual beater coming and clearing out the defensive seeker more. Oh, we have one hand. Leif is on one hand, so now we have a male seeker trying to pull. Probably more experienced seeker. We have drive by Austin. Puts it up high, and that should have been in. That was in. This is actually kind of an opportune time for UTSA to actually be. UTSA is now only out of range by 1 goal, but Leif is now in one hand, and so the urgency is becoming greater. Bludger control is more and more important, especially because if you have 2 bludgers, you can dedicate one to the snitch, like they have to, like teams both have to now at this point. And Leif's using his size and strength to his advantage, so even one-handed, he's still a formidable snitch. We have a drive on, looks like empty hoops. Yeah. Put Austin in a bad spot. He was all alone there. He didn't know if he had to drive or not. Alright. Daniel. No, the UTSA now successfully gets bludger control, or keeps it, rather I should say, but has to concentrate on the seeker briefly. Meanwhile, Mizzou's only beater was busy elsewhere. Oh boy. We now have stoppage. Daniel had actually missed a beat, apparently, but then recovered the bludger from the Mizzou beater and started beating everyone else. Since they were all in a tangled pile, Josh stopped play. There we go. We have a score. Now it's 14-10, so we're still down. There's still a 1-goal deficit. I don't know if we're going to see that female seeker sub out or not. Defensive seeking. She's still doing her best, interposing herself. That must be very tiring. Mizzou has 1 bludger, but they're on offense, so they can briefly chase away the seeker. Meanwhile, Daniel misses a beat, but the opportunity to recover bludger control is lost. David Becker now challenging Daniel Williams and beats him. The other bludger is blown off. We have yellow on a UTSA chaser for reinitiating from behind. Meanwhile, There's a bludger behind the hoops. That was the one that I believe Daniel, or one of them threw. David and Jonathan are both standing in front of another bludger. And then the third bludger, I don't see it. It's somewhere important. Jonathan sprints for the other one. Once again. We have a score. So now it's now 15-10. Again, a 2-score deficit. UTSA is showing some fight. They worked their way back into this game a little bit. Life still pushing around the Mizzou seeker. Ooh, was almost there. UTSA misses a beat. We should have a drive. And we have an easy put in. After a forced missed tackle. This UTSA seeker, that is a tough job. And she's still struggling to take advantage of it. Still struggling to interpose herself. David missed the beat.
Becker, put more effort into that beat. Come on, man.
Oh, good beats on Daniel. Jonathan cleans it up. Nope. That's the score. Mizzou back to being up by 2. Oh, up by 3, excuse me. Well, out of range by 2.
Avoiding the bludger there, Hoops. Professional move, Hoops.
Daniel takes the beat. Austin's got the quaffle.
Drop. He's gonna cheat.
We have a pass. Ooh, that was dangerous. Oh, that was it. That was a score. UTSA still has bludger control.
Safe, I'm done. 160, 120, Mizzou.
He's struggling, continues. Oh, that may have been a wrap. Well, and it was a fall off anyway. Mizzou, now we have another attempted drive. Good beat. The quaffle's still live. Oh, female chaser gets a finger on it. That was totally an illegal tackle from behind, which I believe Jeff will call correctly. Yeah, yellow. Wrapped from behind.
Making sure you're aware.
Leif's still on one hand and on the midline. May soon find himself at the third handicap, which is staying in place if he isn't already.
Like 1 minute.
Austin. Josh clarifying something perhaps. Goes to Austin. UTSA's bludger situation is they still have 2. Oh, that was impeded. There's a pull, but that was a clear impedance of his other arm. But this doesn't suggest that Leif is tiring down. Just need 1 goal. Oh, now we have, as of now, it is now 16-13.
That wasn't good because you were holding his back leg with your other hand when you reached out.
They have perhaps some kind of injury. Yeah, female UTSA chaser. Well, what you're seeing, folks, this game was not even that great for a while, but it's heating up. Yes, it's now 160 to 130, which means the UTSA seeker may want to just try and pull it right now, but it is risky, of course. For example, if you pull it immediately after a Mizzou goal, you've just lost, so they may still try and defend until they've sewn it up for the win. This is a risky gambit because if it gets pulled now, there's going to be a lot of what-if questions, but isn't that what sports is all about? It's also questionable. UTSA just may not want to go to overtime at all. Oh, nope. UTSA is going to go for the tie.
One hand. Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that was close. Oh, we have overtime. Leif is worn down, and the long arms of the UTSA seeker suggest that we are going to overtime. What's going to happen is we're going to switch sides and we're going to play a little more. We now have overtime. This is for all the marbles. 5 minutes. 30-second secret floor. Ooh, we have desperate. Ooh, we have a false start on someone. That's going to be a blue card for a false start on Austin, it looks like. No, on Daniel. Rough. I believe that's going to be a restart. Yes. But now UTSA only has one beater. That actually really hurts them. That's a bad penalty to take, a false start on overtime. Because now they're short their beater for 1 minute or until they get scored on, which may not be very long, and that means they're going to not be able to get bludger control on the brooms up. What they might also possibly do, Mizzou probably will send both their beaters. Yes, they're going to send both their beaters after the two bludgers on their right. But if they wanted to make it even worse, they could try and contest Jonathan, but they won't. Jonathan will have a free run to.
Miguel, let me play my beater position, okay?
Oh, okay. I think Miguel was trying to tell Jonathan to go for one of the other balls, but Jonathan, I guess, felt that the Mizzou would stay on those and contest them. And the other thing is that this free ball here is near the quaffle with a good angle to beat in case they don't get the quaffle. And it's raining, so hopefully my camera doesn't break. Now we have a brooms up here. Ooh. UTSA gets the muddy conditions really impede UTSA's attempt to get the quaffle there. They actually had a chance on it, but the mud has gotten pretty bad already out there. I just walked over it, and it's bad. But conditions are part of the game. Got to be able to handle the conditions. We have a secret floor countdown. Mizzou might possibly be. No, the UTSA. Oh, that was. Down. Leif goes down. We also have scrum at the hoops. Looks like a missed beat, or a beat that was not called on the Mizzou seeker. There was some debate to whether that's the case. Now we have a card. Oh, it's a red card. I don't know if it was a second yellow or what, but that's a.
Even if I feel it, I'm like.
Okay, so now red card. That's a serious problem. Mizzou now has a real chance at winning this game. He lost his spoon. Alright. Ooh, UTSA has bludgers. Ooh, good block. Maybe. Good beat. Oh, Mizzou may have just pulled. That's the end. Mizzou wins. 190, I guess. No, it should be, no, they just scored 2, so it should be 200 to 160 in overtime. Congratulations, Mizzou.